not here for your entertainment. You don't really want to mess with me tonight. Just stop and take a second. I was fine before you walked into my life. 'Cause you know it's over before it began. Keep your drink, just give me your money. It's just you in your hand tonight.
All right.
That was a shout out to
Who's
Lockie.
this? Oh, that's a shout out to Lockie?
Not a shout out, but you know.
What does it mean?
Well, it's a song by Pink, and it's her saying you're not gonna get with me, so you just have your hand tonight. So yeah, a throwback song. That was one of those that was in the VH1 countdown for music videos.
Oh, we were reminiscing on the last
Yes, I think it was
White
the White Lotus one.
Chip.
No, it was the Summer House.
Was it?
Yeah, because we talked about Nikki Blonsky. Not someone.
Oh, y'all heard that?
Someone scooting by in their scooter.
Listen, I hate people who drive like that.
Same.
Like it's cool. You got a motorcycle. It makes noise. Relax.
No, but for real, like, who are you stunting for in this community?
I remember one night somebody was outside my building. Okay, so for context, we just heard like a loud motorcycle or car.
In case you didn't hear it.
In case you were wondering or you didn't hear it. I came out of my building and this guy was like testing motorcycles. It was the evening. I was probably trying to go get some food or something. Yeah. And I'm in and out, you know? And he was feeling so good. He was like, hey. And I was like, if you don't get the fuck out of my face.
Oh, God.
With your, it looked like a dirt bike. I was like, oh, please.
Well,
it's like, how you doing?
No, do not talk to me.
You feel like a badass, but you're acting like an asshole. Like you want attention.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, there's a girl. Hey, you see my bike?
This is why I got this bike.
Vroom, vroom, vroom. See, you hear the noise? I don't think I said anything.
Where was this? Right outside here?
My building.
Oh,
so
your
like,
building, okay.
like in the little like L shape. He was like in the corner with another guy who like clearly brought the bikes for him to test.
Oh God.
Being obnoxious. I was like, I am not gonna be your entertainment. Get somebody else to do it.
Not I. That's funny. I haven't seen anything like that here. That'd be interesting to walk in on someone just trying out some bikes here.
It was random.
Yeah.
It's interesting how like you live in an apartment complex, but you rarely see the people who live around you. You hear them, but you don't see them.
Yeah, the one that Maggie met one of my neighbors the other day, and I had only seen him maybe 2 or 3 other times.
Oh,
and I've
really?
been here for a few months.
Have you talked to him before?
I think we said hi once.
My friendly ass. Because
Maggie was about to go into his apartment to look at his stuff.
I wasn't gonna go inside.
No.
Far. Maybe I would have stepped inside with the door open. Cause listen, wait. Listen.
No, listen.
He's always playing the guitar, and it sounds live. And usually when we record on Fridays, when I'm coming over, I hear him. So he was walking in, and I was like, hey, I like your music. It's nice. He's like, let me show you. And he opens his door and there's like 4 guitars and a big computer set up. It looks like he's been like editing his own music.
It's like right at the front door.
Honestly, it was very inspiring because he's like, I'm 69, I had a heart attack and I got a knee replacement and I'm just trying to live my life. And I was like, hell yeah, you know what? Hell yeah. I was like, that's a man. He gave me a fist bump.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, have a good night. I'm so-and-so. I didn't catch his name.
I think it was Tommy.
Yeah, something like that.
Something.
He was nice.
He was very nice.
But when he was like, come here, I'll show you. I was like, I'm going to stand here and look. But it was like, he opened his door and you could see.
He just like, look. And it was like, oh, okay.
He's not a weirdo.
He was nice. He fist bumped. He was cool. And he's like, if I'm ever too loud, tell me. And I'm like, you're not.
Oh my God.
What?
Can I tell a story right now?
Sure.
Speaking of creepy men, y'all, this was insane. Okay, I'm going to try to make it as brief as possible. I have a friend. We're going to call her, her name's Christina. It doesn't matter. I have a friend. Her name is Christina, right? And she was going to one of the roller rinks in like South Tampa, kind of like Armenia area.
Okay.
And she was like, you should learn how to skate. And I was in my skating bag. Remember when I was in my skating bag?
Yeah.
Because I was like, Brandon and Asher came over and I was like trying on my knee pads. And he's like, where are you going, skates? So I was like, ooh, I have a hobby. And so on Monday nights, they had a newbie night, right? And for newbie night, they would invite like, I guess, members of the skating rink who were like kind of like advanced, and they would like mentor you and teach you how to skate. So she's like, Bruce, you gotta meet Bruce. Bruce is teaching me how to skate. I was like, okay, I meet Bruce. Bruce is an older white man, and I was immediately like, hi, Bruce, because Christina is younger than me. I think she's like 24, 23. And he would like, you know, when you're learning how to skate and partner skate, it kind of gets close. It kind of gets a little intimate, you know, like not like we're not body to body, but you might be holding my hands to show me how to do something. Or you might be like, maybe, really just hand holding, right?
Yeah.
To show me how to like go backwards and stuff. So he started teaching me how to skate, and I was like, I was creeped out by you at first, but you're kind of cool. He's like, I want to take you guys kayaking. I have kayaks. And I was like, I don't want to go kayaking. Christina was like, it's fine, Maggie. Let's go kayaking. So I'm like, fine. So we go kayaking with Bruce, right? Bruce takes us kayaking, and it was actually really fun. But then afterwards, he was like, do y'all want to see my house? And so he shows us like he has like a garage full of junk, y'all. He really likes spaceships. He has like a model of like a former space shuttle and stuff. And it was like a little weird because we kept being like, we're going to go. And he's like, are you sure you don't want to go get dinner? I'll treat you. I hate eating by myself. It's like, no, Bruce, we said no. The fuck, you know? So I thought that was weird, but I was like, whatever. So then there was a day where I started skating by myself because Christina moved away. So I would still go and skate with Bruce. And one night I couldn't go. And so he's texting me my phone like, oh, no. One night he was sick and I was going alone. And he was like, make sure you don't skate with those other guys there.
Oh.
And I was like, and he's like, and I was like, okay, LOL. And he'd be like, make sure you guard your heart because those other guys are going to want to. And I was like, what?
The skaters are really something.
And I was like, now I'm like, okay, like, letter okay, period. Like, okay, Bruce, you're being weird. And then like me and Christina had sent him a picture. And so he like cropped my face in the picture and sent it back to me and was like, you'd be making this face because we were like making frowny faces because he wasn't there that day. And I was like, Bruce, you're making me uncomfortable. I don't want to. I start texting him. I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't like. This is weird, Bruce. You're being weird. You're being really weird.
How old was he?
Brandon, this man. I want to say he was in his 60s, 70s. Like he's an old white man. And I was just like, see, I had a feeling. Now you're being weird and crossing boundaries. And even though it's just a text, I don't like how these texts make me feel.
Yeah.
He'd be like, guard your heart, and then send like a heart emoji, and then he'd be like, you have a heart of gold. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because I remember I was with my old trainer, and I showed her the messages, and I was like, is he flirting with me? And she's like, yes. So
She's like, absolutely.
I sent him a long message. I'm like, Bruce, this is not cool. I don't like this. You're flirting with me. You're being weird. This is weird. This is weird. Maggie, what do you mean? I'm so sorry. I was like, if you want to call me, I'll tell you. So we spoke on the phone. This man is crying.
Oh, God.
He's crying. He's like, I don't understand. I'm like, Bruce, your text messages were weird. Let me explain why. I went through each of them. I was like, this one was weird because of this and this and this and this. Like, I broke it all down. I had no shame because I didn't give a, like, this relationship doesn't matter to me. Like, I just met you. So you're being weird and I'm going to call you out. And then he starts crying and he's like, my ministry is to like teach women that it's okay to be like safe with a guy who can mentor them. I was like, you need stuff that's not this. Like, he gave me white savior because he's like, you know, I've skated with girls who are lesbians who say that I'm so respectful of them, and I just feel like God called me to be. I was like, God.
Don't bring the Lord into this.
Into your messy mess. Haven't heard from him since. Thank God. No, I was like, no, you're being weird. But then he started crying and made me feel bad. And so I was like, okay. And he's like, no, you said no. And I was like, bet, because I really want to stand on my no. And I haven't heard from him since. I'm pretty sure I blocked his number. I've never gone back to that skating rink. Or I only went like for someone's birthday party, like maybe a year or two later.
Well, that's good. You know?
It was crazy.
That is. Ew. Well,
Boundaries.
Yes,
no, like,
that was good. I'm proud of you, Maggie. You stuck to your boundaries and you're just like, this is not feeling right and this needs to stop.
Yes.
And for him to come call crying, ew.
Like, ooh.
What are we doing?
You want me to feel bad? Are you Jax Taylor coded? Like, what is this?
Oh my God.
Like,
not you. It's Tom Sandoval.
Tom Sandoval coded. No, but for real, it's like, you think what you're doing is okay, and when someone says no, it's almost like bad. You make them feel bad for saying like, I don't like this, or this is not okay, or this is weird, you know?
Right. And he wasn't picking up on your like change in the text messages, which maybe he's old
and he doesn't know.
So,
but just the fact that he kept going, I was like,
right.
You're being weird, man. I'm good on this. And like I told a friend about it, and she was like, you said that to him? And I was like, hell yeah. That was weird.
Did.
And did. And will again. But it was easy because like, I feel like, because I have a hard time standing up for myself, but this was easy because I owed him nothing. He was no one to me. Like we skated maybe for like 6 weeks, maybe 8, you know, like it wasn't anything crazy. And I thought he was weird off rip. So I was like,
you had an instinct.
I had intuition.
Yes.
When you're like, I hate eating alone. I'm like, that sucks. Bye, Bruce.
Cool. Well, guess what? I don't.
Creepy
Bye.
ass man.
Oh,
and like my friend and I are black. And so I just really felt like he was just trying to like, it was giving white savior.
Yeah, but something was off.
Yeah, because I remember him telling us a story about how he went to a restaurant and saw this little girl and took I think they paid for their meal and like the family and he took pictures with her and she was black too. I was like, you got a complex. Like you feel like you're saving people, but I actually think you're creepy. He was married and had kids. I was like, go spend time with your wife. Texting me.
Oh, like currently married?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Well,
I think Christina met as well, but it was weird, man.
Yeah, that's weird when especially the people who like do stuff like that just to like say they do it.
Yeah,
you know, it's just like I paid for this and like
let me tell you this story about how nice I was to these people.
Yeah.
Like those people who record themselves like feeding the homeless and stuff, and then it's like they actually took the food back, or they, you know, it actually turned into something else.
They just care about like the perception and all that.
Exactly, and how it makes them feel good. But like, did you actually help? Crazy.
Survey says no.
So Brandon's neighbor is not a creep, but Bruce was a creep. To bring it back full circle.
He was nice.
I was like, I knew a creep once, actually. Anyway.
That's funny. Well,
speaking of semi-creepy business.
Speaking of creeps, White Lotus, episode 6. Oh.
I'm a creep.
I'm a weirdo.
What the hell am I doing here?
I don't belong here.
Thank you, Brennan.
I got you.
This episode was interesting.
It was revelations.
Yep.
There was a lot of still setting up. I have a feeling these last 2 episodes are going to be like meaty.
Yeah.
And like stuff's going to go down.
Yeah.
Because they're going to Gary's.
Yeah. The ending is usually like a quick kind of thing. Yeah, no, they're going to go to Gary's house. Yay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I did see it was confirmed. They said, I think at the end of it, it was just like two more episodes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So we were on 6, right? This is 6.
So who do we want to start with this episode?
Okay, let's see. Let's start with, let's just get the boys out of the way. Lockie and Saxon.
Oh.
Because they tie into Chloe and what's her name?
Oh, yes.
Chloe and Chelsea.
Yes.
And then that kind of ties into everybody else. Not really everybody else, but a couple other people.
There's roots with Saxon and Lockie. Mm-hmm. So they it starts with they're on the boat. And Saxon's waking up very confused. He's like, I don't know what happened.
Saxon looks like a bat out of hell.
He does. And he does have a flashback, but correct me if I'm wrong. It's like, okay, Lockie's having sex with Chloe.
Yeah.
And then it looks like Saxon's jacking off.
It does, yeah.
It's like, which was weird.
I think the first one was actually just Lockie, and then shortly later we see he's jacking off.
It was something, he was like next to them though. He was in the bed. So it was all like happening in the same room. So it was like weird, but it was like,
And they also showed before that Saxon making out with Chloe. And then I guess it just turned to Lockie.
There was like a switch at some point. That kept confusing me. I was like, when did the switch happen?
Yeah.
But a lot happened.
So he's on the boat and he's just like confused.
Very.
He looks confused and he also looks sick.
Yes. Like ill. Like, which he just looks sick.
He does. And I thought I was like, okay, there could be a couple. Well, first, also, we see Lockie's ass.
Yes. So a callback to episode 1.
So instead of Saxon's ass, now it's Lockie's ass. Lockie, they're in the same bed, and Lockie's butt is out. Yeah. And so I was like, my first reaction watching, I was like, okay, either you're disgusted because your brother got laid and you didn't, or you did something with your brother who has his ass out.
One of the two.
I was like, So he gets on the deck and he like kind of walks up and then Lockie approaches.
Yeah. But before, Chloe is on the phone with Gary.
Oh, yes.
Because we get a little tidbit, a hint at something with this phone call.
Yeah.
Because she's on the phone with Gary and he's annoyed she took the boat without him, which was kind of random. I was like, I didn't think he would care.
You knew she was going to do that.
Right. And he's like, you just do whatever you want without me. And it's like, she did invite you, but whatever. And so she goes up to Chelsea. And I think she says something like, oh, Gary thinks I hooked up with one of the brothers. And Chelsea was like, well, did you? And she's like, I hooked up with both.
Both of them.
So it was like, oh shit. And then so she thinks Gary's gonna dump her, which I guess I'm over here saying, I'm like, we learned a tidbit. We saw the flashback where Saxon and Lockie were making out with her.
Yeah.
Pardon me, but this did happen before. But regardless, Chelsea tells her that there's better options than Gary, but Chloe says that it's a good situation.
Yeah, she's like, I don't want to have to find somebody else. Like, this is good for me. And I was like, I bet it is.
And then Saxon, he gets coffee and still seems very out of it. And he sees Lockie. And this is where he remembers.
Yeah.
He sees Lockie's face, and then we cut to the flashback again, where the hand that was on Saxon was not his own. It was his brother.
Yeah.
What did you think when this revelation occurred?
So I actually didn't catch it until the end of the episode. I didn't realize it was this part. I saw it in Lockie's flashback during his meditation, but I didn't see it here.
You didn't see it here?
I thought this was what I was just saying, where there was a clip of him watching them and then a clip of him watching them and jerking off.
No, he saw this. That's why he was like disgusted.
That makes sense. I don't know how I missed that. I missed it.
No, yeah, he's like, and Lockie suspects him, and he's like, I can't remember last night at all. And at first I didn't believe him.
Yeah.
There was something I was like...
It'd be convenient not to remember.
Right.
Saxon's like, well, we both blacked out. We blacked out. And then he like looks like he's about to throw up and he leaves the room.
Does.
Yeah.
I'm like, because, okay, the thing with Lockie, I was surprised, just side note, that he was even sleeping with Chloe.
Really?
That flashback surprised me in itself.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But then the rest.
Yeah.
I mean, that part was probably less shocking from him, quite honestly, given what we've seen. But still, both very shocking. But so what are you thinking? What do you think Saxon was thinking in this moment?
Oh no, he's like, what did I do? He's disgusted with himself, like coming to like trying to figure out like, okay, I'm pretty sure this happened. I can't believe it happened. And I'm very upset it happened because what does that mean for me?
He's like, how the fuck did this happen?
Yeah. And yeah, because it's like it happened. He didn't, it took place already. And so he's probably like, did I like it? Did it feel good? Mm. And if it did, what does that mean? For me, like, am I still a heterosexual macho man?
It's a diametrical opposite of how he was representing himself in these past episodes. Yeah, it was just... But they return home, and do we want to kind of get to the Ratliffs? They kind of talk to the parents, but not really.
No, we can skip it for now.
At some point, just know they separate at some point. But then,
yeah, like Saxon's kind of giving Lockie the cold shoulder a little bit.
Yeah.
After he's like, nothing happened, and then they kind of like...
Doesn't Saxon try to make a protein shake?
Yes, he goes back to the villa and tries to make a shake. And that one, yeah, there was really... And then he finds out about Piper.
Yeah. Which we'll get more into that because the mom was hilarious. But Piper... Lockie ends up going with Piper wherever they're going, and Saxon goes to the pool with Chelsea, and she is amazing. I love her.
He lays next to her, and she's like, "You good? You all right? You look sick. You good?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I look sick. Oh, no, I'm fine."
No, of course I'm fine. He's like, "Why wouldn't you hook up with me? Like, I just don't understand why you didn't last night." She's like, "Because I have a boyfriend and he's my soulmate.
And hooking up with you would be emptiness, would be soulless.
Because you are soulless. It's sad." I love her.
I love her because this is probably a moment for him that's like, okay, let me redeem myself a little bit. Hear what she has to say. Like, okay, not only does she not want to sleep with you, but she says you're soulless and that it would be an empty experience.
Right. Do we think he's soulless?
Yeah. Do you? Brandon.
Soulless. Yeah.
Saxon has no conscience. He's like very much like, this is my thing and this is what I do. And you didn't hear all of his things last episode of how, the different ways he takes advantage of women and was training low-key, like trying to teach Lockie how.
Oh yeah, no, he's soulless.
Yeah.
He's evil.
He's like,
bad.
Brandon, he said people want to be used and people don't know what they want, so you use them. The fuck?
Yeah.
Nobody wakes up and thinks that.
I have a feeling... Yeah, his character is very dark-sided. I have a feeling the actor who plays him doesn't have a good grasp on this character, and I'll get to that at the end of this because they showed a little tidbit of him like talking about his character.
Yeah, I heard him. And I watched it this
when
time.
He was like, he just wants the best for his family, and it's all out of love. I'm like, is it?
Yeah, where's the love?
Right. I'm like, this is very surface level.
Love. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I did. I was like, love isn't interesting. And I also think he's soulless in the sense that he has no purpose, no deeper purpose and no meaning. Like if your only purpose is to get what you want from people and like make a lot of money, there's not a lot of depth there. Like what's your life's purpose? Like what do you want to learn? Like do you want a family? Like do you want to help people? Like what do you want to do? And it seems like he's motivated by like the most shallowest of things.
Yeah, no, he is. He just, he's weird because it's like this episode is almost like the most vulnerable he's ever been.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, like it seems, does he have a conscience? Is it kind of being brought out? But then he kind of flips quickly when he's talking to other people.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a sociopath.
I don't think it's his conscience. I think it's his like the way that he lives his life, right? Like I get what I want, women like me, I do what I want, and none of that happened yesterday. So he's like his worldview. Yes, his worldview is shattering. He's like, I have no game, so much so that my brother You know what I mean? Like, or like I got to the point, you know what I mean? Like whatever. I bet he's questioning his sexuality a little bit, you know, because he's like, this encounter happened with my brother.
He's questioning a lot for sure.
Like, I mean, even Brennan, disregard what Lockie did. I feel like that's still a pretty sad experience that you're like getting off to your baby brother, like having sex with someone. Yeah. You know? And the fact that he was right next to them is like, it
was very,
like the fact that he even watched is odd.
Yeah.
You know, that's your brother.
Yeah, he was like, it was like weird because he was like looking up, but then he would watch, but then it was like, it was just a weird scene.
There was a lot happening.
It was a lot going on.
But I bet all of it. The fact that he was there, the fact that Lockie was sleeping with someone and he wasn't, the fact that he like had to jerk himself off when Chelsea's in the other room, you know, just all of it. I think it's like, he's like, maybe I'm not this badass guy that I think I am. How the fuck
did we end up here?
Why didn't she sleep with me? I think I'm going to ask her again later because that answer she gave me. Not buying it.
I don't understand. I don't think it's just because she has a boyfriend.
And then Chloe makes it worse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because Chloe rides a pool and she's like, oh, Gary knows about you.
He's like, he knows about me?
Because before there was a brief, she goes home and Gary's like, I know you fucked one of the brothers. Tell me which one. And she's like, I didn't. I promise. And all that. And he's just like, no, I know you did. And he's like, invite them over to my house for dinner tonight.
What'd you think about that? I was like, why, Gary?
That's what, it's confusing because as we'll see with this episode, he invites multiple people and I'm like, what's gonna happen?
Like, Gary, are you planning a massacre? Are you planning a mass shooting?
Right.
Like, are you planning to just get rid of all your enemies?
Like, well, what's going on? Is this gonna be like the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But so that's when Chloe's like, oh, so he knows about you, but he doesn't seem that mad and he wants you to come over tonight.
and then Chelsea's like, for what? A threesome? Maybe he wants a threesome. And Saxon's like, or did Saxon say he's never had one?
Yeah, he's like, I've never had one. And Chloe's like, well, what about last night?
Oh, he's never had a threesome with two guys. And she's like, so what about yesterday? And he's like, what about yesterday?
He was like, we just kissed because y'all made me.
Y'all forced us to.
I didn't force you to get jacked off by your brother.
And she's like, okay. Oh, all right, you didn't. And he's like, guys, I didn't. Come on, don't say that. I didn't. And
Chloe's like, or Chelsea's like, we don't judge. Like, it's okay, but I don't know any amount of drug that would make me get jacked off by my brother. I'm like, whack him again, Chloe.
Y'all are the worst.
They're just trolling him at this point, and it's really funny.
It is. And I think it's even more damning. It's like the two women who you wanted to pay attention to you now see straight through you.
They're now trolling you by the pool because you hooked up with your brother. Yikes.
And Chloe's just like, yeah. Yeah. And Saxon, she's like, well, you should come over anyway. And he's like, I gotta go. I don't know. I gotta go.
He's like, just forget about it. And she's like, I will if you come. And then he walks off in a huff. And then that was pretty much it for him this episode. And kind of Chloe and Chelsea.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Later, like, we see Saxon in the villa, like, looking for Lockie and Piper, but, like, they went somewhere else. But, yeah, that was kind of it.
Yeah. We can get Gaitok out of the way, because he didn't do too much
Or do you want to finish up Lockie? Because he was...
We could, but then we would have to talk about the Ratliffs.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay.
Just because he joins them at some point.
Okay.
But, or who do you want to go to?
Yeah, Gaitok's fine.
Yeah, because he was quick. Because he's basically just trying to find the gun.
Yep. He comes to work looking stressed. Sees his coworker, and the coworker's like, we're going to the gun range today. So, be ready. We'll have, that gun that we have, we will need it for the gun range.
The one we have. The one that's in our possession.
And Gaitok's like, yeah.
Totally.
I thought he would confess here. I'm like, just tell them. I don't think it's that deep. Like, someone stole the gun. Like, come on. But I get it. He's on probation.
Yeah.
I would have sang like a bird. Yo, that white guy, he's crazy. Look at the cameras. Yeah, he took our gun. Then I confronted him. He didn't give it back.
Yeah.
Let's go do something.
I mean, but he's just not. Gaitok's very, he's very, quiet. What's the word?
He tries to save face.
Soft-spoken. He's not, because even when he asked Tim for the gun, he was like, I think you have something. He's like, no, I don't.
Tim's like, fuck off.
Basically.
I don't know you.
But he's standing up.
I bet Tim doesn't even realize he took it from Gaitok. I think he's just like, I saw this gun in this room.
Tim had no idea. He was like, Tim was trying to stay conscious.
Yeah.
He was on so many of Victoria's
Yeah,
pills.
I'm sure he doesn't remember the interaction at all.
But he's standing outside the Ratliff estate. And then Mook kind of comes up and scares him. But she's like, what are you doing? And then she asks if they're still on for their hangout or date tonight. And he's like, yeah, of course. After I go to the gun range, I have to do that.
And she's like, oh, the gun range. Wow.
She's like, oh my gosh, they give you a gun and more responsibility.
I love guns.
Dangerous.
Guns are hot. You're hot and dangerous.
Mook is seeking adventure.
She is in all the wrong places. That wouldn't make me more attracted to somebody knowing they had a gun.
No, that would make me less. Guns are scary.
Yeah. You're going to learn how to use it? Oh. That's good.
Great. But he goes into the Ratliffs and he's searching around and then he sees this cabinet and he's like, I think it's there. And then he looks and it is there.
Yeah.
So he finds the gun.
I'm surprised he found the gun. I was like,
I was too.
They showed him looking for a while and I was like, he's not going to find it. Or by the time he finds it, they're going to come in. But he actually found it and took it out.
But Gaitok does go to the gun range. And he's amazing.
He's actually really good. Yeah.
But his coworker's like, do you have it in you, though? The killer instinct? And he's like, I think. I'm like,
we'll find out.
What if he's the one with the gun?
What if he is? But it sounded like a machine gun, didn't it?
I don't remember, but
it
maybe.
was a rat-a-tat-a type, not a boom, boom, boom type. That little handgun that he has. It was more of a grat-ta-ta-ta type of But who knows? Who knows? So, Gaitok's great at shooting.
Yes.
And that's is that it for him?
Yeah, that was it for Gaitok. Can we get Rick out of the way? Honestly, his was boring.
Yeah, it was. They're really setting up Rick.
They are.
So Rick goes, I think, to a hotel to meet Shritala, right?
Yeah, it was like
a
some
hotel.
restaurant
Or a
in the
restaurant.
hotel.
Yeah. And he is talking to her, trying to talk her up because he previously told her that he knows a producer who wants to make a movie for her. And she's like, nice to see you. He's like, great to see you too. The producer, I just spoke to him, but he couldn't make it pretty much, or he's on his way, I think he said.
Yeah, he was like, he wants to develop this role for you.
Yeah.
Because he's so inspired by your story, but he needs to see you in your natural habitat. So that he can write this role specifically for you.
And she's like, in my house? Why didn't you just ask that to begin with? And he actually said, he this whole conversation was kind of funny because he starts and he's like, my friend has been watching your movies. And she's like, which ones?
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, just the movies in general.
One of them.
And she's like, he has a role for you. And she's like, what kind? kind of curious about this thing, and Rick is able to slide by, but there's gaps in his story.
I was surprised he didn't do a little more research.
Right. He's like, I just want the husband. I'm not trying to I don't need to do too much more homework. I just need to convince this lady to let us into her house.
Let me in your home.
And he's like, yeah, but she's like, but my husband's sick, so you can't come to my house. And she's like, don't worry, we're not gonna need your husband. We'll be in and out. It'll be a quick
won't
thing,
bother him.
Quick drinks, quick meeting. And she's like, all right, come over. Sitala, you need my internal radar.
Where was your security when you need it? Monitoring your dinners or lunches. Jesus.
Yeah.
Too much trust. But he asked his friend Frank for help. And he's like, I'm living a different life, man. I can't.
He's like, you want to kill this guy, right? And he's like, no. Never kill. Never unalive.
I just need 10 minutes.
I just need a couple. I just want to talk.
No. The gun. I don't know why I asked for that. I was being silly.
I won't even bring it.
No.
Don't worry.
Oh my gosh.
So he's Kenny, or I keep calling him Kenny. Frank is like, all right, I'm in.
He does look like he could be a Kenny.
Everybody looks like the names I think they have.
This is true. We should create like an alternate television show with like different names of what you think they should be named, and like the plot's just a little different.
Yeah, who I think people are and who I'm mixing them up for.
Yeah.
Have you watched Abbott Elementary?
I just watched the karaoke episode. I want to go back and watch more of it. I haven't
seen it. It's so funny. But the older black teacher, she's always like confusing people for other people, and it's just like if you catch it, you catch it. It's really funny. Like she thinks one celebrity is another, and that's kind of what I'm doing. I
like that show.
It's so funny. I love it.
I watched some of the first season. I need to get back into it.
No, I've been like, I just will forget that it's on, but I really love Abbott.
It's all on Hulu. Mm-hmm. But then Rick, he's on the boat with Frank. They arrive at Shatala's. She's excited to meet the friend producer, and then she's like, "This is my husband."
Yeah.
And then that's it for that. It's like, oh shit, Rick is gonna meet the husband.
Yeah, no, we zoom in on Rick, and he kind of looks like he's anticipating something. Maybe that he's like been waiting for this, and then he goes and he just joins them. And I noticed someone coming down the stairs, so I wonder if that was the husband. So much for your husband being sick.
Right. I wonder if the husband's someone that maybe is from a past season, or I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that they didn't show the husband.
Wait, didn't we see a picture of the husband online? He was just some old man.
Maybe.
I thought I remember when Rick was Googling, but maybe not.
We could have.
But he did talk to Chelsea in the morning.
Oh, yes. They did check in.
So we can talk about Chelsea a little bit if you want to. That was pretty much it for her.
Yeah, they like talk, and she asked about Bangkok, and he's like, oh, I met an old friend. And she's like, will you come back? Bad things happen in threes. And he's like, you're a fucking idiot. So mean. I'm like, Jesus.
I was like, there you go, being yourself again.
Right.
It's funny because when the boys wake up and come on deck, you can hear Chelsea talking to Rick on the phone. And she's like, no, it's not. You have to say the I. You have to say I love you, not just love you. And I was like...
She's teaching
Girl,
him.
if you don't leave that man alone.
I think he does love her, though.
In some kind of dark, twisted way, he can. But I don't know how you talk to somebody you love like that and treat someone you love like that. Like,
yeah.
Not nice.
Well, he's damaged because of his dad.
You're a grown-ass man who's losing your hair. Work through your issues. You had a therapist who was ready to help you in Thailand. Go to the monastery. Figure it out, Rick.
Figure it out.
Stop being so mean.
Okay, who do we want to go to next? We have the trio, Belinda. Okay, let's do Belinda. She had some stuff happening.
Belinda woke up with a man in her bed.
She did.
Portrait went to town with Belinda.
Belinda.
Get it, girl.
She did. And she looked happy. But then as they're waking up, her son arrives.
And he sees them in bed and he's like, do you need a minute? She's like, yeah.
Yes, I do. I love Belinda this episode. She really provided some comedic relief.
She did.
But they're eating breakfast, her and her son, and he's laughing about what he walked into. That's got to be awkward. I could not laugh about that. I'd be like, oh my God.
Like, Mom, are you serious? Like, come on. Like, this is crazy. Who is that guy? I might not be able to see her until dinner.
I would just like walk away. Yeah. I mean, look, do you? But I'm like, I want to see it.
No, her son is Zion is very open-minded. He's like, I'm just happy you're happy.
Yeah. And then he's like, he's like, I'm just glad one of us is getting something. And she's like, don't tell me that. And she's like, look, this is what I always told you. You got to get the money, then you'll get power, then the woman. And I'm like, okay. That's like I feel like a soft version of Saxon's philosophy.
It is. Because what was she quoting? The Godfather?
I think she was quoting something.
Yeah, and he caught it. But yeah, I was like, okay. And yeah, he's just like, I've just been so stressed with classes. I have so much work. And all I do is work. And that's why she was like trying to reassure him. Mm-hmm. And then later on, she's like working with Porn Chai.
Yeah, but first Fabian walks up and he's like, are you okay?
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, no.
Honestly, to hell with Fabian.
But for real.
Like, you didn't help, and she sold you something, and you're just like, I'm not going to be alerting the authorities, and I actually don't care what you say. Because he's here trying to invite her to hear him sing, and she's like, anyways, where's my security?
Right, this part was random. I'm like, Fabian, nobody cares about your song. Shut up. I can't.
It's like, I want to invite you.
She's like,
and
I
the
need
other staff
help.
members to dinner. I'll be singing tonight. Yes, me. I will be singing. Fabian, go about your day.
But for real. But she goes to work with Porn Chai, and he asks about her son, and he's like apologizing. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, that must have been awkward. And she's like, no, it's fine. I want you to stay. And then he asks about her dream of having her own business in a spa. And he's like, we could do it together. And it won't be as difficult if we do it in Thailand. She, in my opinion, did not seem into it.
Not at all. She didn't seem into it at all.
Yeah.
She was just like, like, okay. But not really buying it. And I don't know if it's because Tanya kind of did the same thing and was like, oh, let's start a business. Like, maybe she's just like, maybe that's not her dream to do it with someone anymore. Like, a dream for her to pursue on her own. And, like, she's not trusting other people to, like, actually help her.
Yeah, it's just, I wonder too if maybe she felt like he was like using her or something. Like, it was just like the energy shifted.
It did.
And I was just like, it was a little interesting that he offered that right away. Right. Even I was like, y'all just got together.
Yeah, what are your motives, Porn Chai?
What are your intentions, Porn Chai?
And I was like, wait, is Porn Chai a good guy?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
We'll see. It's questionable right now.
But but I was like, okay, there can't be two people scamming this character. So I wonder if this is also like possibly Belinda not trusting someone who she should trust because she's been hurt by other people that she trusted, you know?
Yeah.
He could be a good guy.
He could be, and it could be very earnest.
Yeah. And I don't know why, but I just feel like he's going to be the one that is unalived. No. Because he's so innocent. Because, okay, the way that the show is right now, the person that it seems like, based on the story, is going to be unalived is Belinda, right? Because of Gary.
Yeah, they're setting up something with that.
But then I was like, usually it's someone who's like a little unsuspecting, not as obvious. I was like, I wonder if it will be Porn Chai. I wonder if he's going to get like caught up in the crossfire, just trying to be a good guy. Yeah,
like a casualty.
Yeah.
Maybe defending her. Maybe he'll jump in front of the bullet for Belinda.
Yeah, because it started with Zion.
Yeah. That's...
That'd be crazy.
That would be. I hope he's good.
Yeah, me too.
But it was just a little questionable. I was like, why are you asking this?
Are you a good guy, Porn Chai?
But then the last thing with Belinda is she's walking and she bumps into Gary Gregg.
Oh my gosh.
And he's like, oh, hi, nice to see you.
She was like, I would be like, just on my
Bruce, jump.
Just on my afternoon jog is all.
Right.
Just passing through. Nice to see you.
Right.
I would not let that man talk to me for 1 second.
No, I'm like, I gotta go. So sorry.
And he looks so creepy.
He does. He tried to put on some charm.
Mm-hmm. He's like, hey, remember me? No.
I think you should come to my place for dinner. Like, yuck. Get away.
She's like, no.
I actually don't eat
my
dinner.
son's here. I don't eat food, especially food at other people's houses. Like, my son's here. I'm good. And he's like, come on by. I'd like to talk to you. And she's like, and he's like, well, it's just the house up the hill.
Yeah.
Stop by anytime you want.
Right. I'm like, good to know what house to avoid. And then she like goes to like her son swimming and she just looks like distraught. She's like, oh fuck, what did I get myself into here?
Yeah, and he's like, what's the matter, Mom? Oh, Zion. Well, in the preview, we do see Zion telling her, let's just go and see what it's about. Let's just go see.
Which, okay, that lets me think, well, nothing's gonna happen at that dinner to them. Because
unless it's both of them.
well, no, because Zion, remember the start of it.
Oh, he was alive.
He's alive, and I think he was looking for his mom.
He was, but you know what? I wonder if she maybe stays or something. Maybe they're doing something and he goes back to the room and they get separated. And that's why he wasn't there in the morning. I don't know.
Maybe. But
like maybe something makes her feel okay to stay. I don't know.
I don't know if that will happen.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Because the first thing he says is my mom. So he knows there's like she might be in potential danger.
Yeah, but he's at the resort.
Yeah.
So she's somewhere there.
Yeah. I was like, Zion, that's a bad idea. If I was your mom,
right,
I would get a new room. I would go to another resort. I would be like, or in and out quick. I don't know.
No, I was like, Zion, what are we thinking? He's like, yeah, let's go to the dinner. No. I wonder if she tells him, though, how she's sketched out by the guy.
No, I'm sure she does. And I think that's why he's trying to push her to go.
He's like, no, but that means we should go.
That means we should go just to see Mom. Like, what if he just wants to like give you some money or something? He's an old man. Like, I don't know. But I hate how like in this conversation with Gary, Belinda is so obviously scared.
Yeah.
I would have no poker face either, girl. I might start crying. Like, your house. Yeah, you go to your house. Why? Gary, why?
What do you want?
What do you want to talk to me about?
We have nothing to say.
Negative energy, get away.
Should we go to the trio next?
Yeah.
The blonde trio, the cracks are becoming craters. Because Jacqueline's walking Valentine out. And who sees it but Short Bob?
Kate.
She's like, oh, fuck.
She was reading by her window talking about, oh, she sees it.
Trump Barbie's coming through in these past couple episodes.
Republican Make America Great Again Barbie.
she's pulling through.
She's like, oh my dear heavens.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, sweet tea.
Yeah, because sweet tea. She's at breakfast with Lori, and this is where she says, oh, there was a sleepover. I saw Valentine with Jacqueline. And Lori's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Are you serious?
Oh, really? Oh.
This is crazy. That girl was trying to get me to hook up with him all night, and then she does it herself. Typical.
She hasn't changed at all.
Not at all.
She's psycho.
She's grown and she's doing this. I mean, it doesn't even matter that much, but like, come on. Like, she always does this.
She's an aging actress. And she lives off... I love just putting aging in front of her title. Everyone's aging.
Right.
But it's like, she's an aging actress.
Lori wanted all the smoke. She's like, you gotta be kidding me. But I think it's because she's probably been living in Jacqueline's shadow for forever.
Yeah.
That is fucked up.
It is weird for her to have pushed it so much.
Right.
Only to like...
do it herself.
Yes. It's like something psychological.
And she's like, we need to say something. And Kate was like, actually, I didn't think you would care that much. And I'm kind of surprised that you care. She's like, I don't care. But I think we should say
we need to be honest.
Which is really like, I feel like that's, so Kate is a shit talker, but she doesn't want the smoke.
No, she's very like, keep it at the tea table. Keep it over the cucumber sandwich. Sip the green tea with the lemon, but don't bring it outside of the table.
Yeah.
We're going to whisper this, but there's no confronting.
No, I thought you'd think it was funny, I think is what she says. And I'm
Low-key,
like, girl.
I kind of get, I don't get for this, but in general, you know, when you gossip, you're like, I'm trying to actually call them out. They're like, I'm going to say this, and that.
I saw Maggie at this place, girl. They'd be like, Are you serious?
Maggie stay lying to me, and this is why. And let me tell you.
She told me she was busy.
Let's talk to her.
I saw her walking.
Not about that. No.
I saw her on the back of that guy's motorcycle in front of the apartment.
She tried to act like she didn't want to get with that motorcycle guy in our
that guy
apartment
Bruce
complex.
that she was talking shit about? I actually met him. No, you're right though. It's like supposed to be funny, like the gag is. No, but Lori was like, one thing we don't do is play like that. She's like, I don't care. I'm not afraid of Jacqueline.
No, she was ready for it. And then it cuts to Jacqueline.
Well, no, Valentine comes. And he's
yes.
Good morning, ladies. How was your night? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, did you enjoy yourself? And Kate's like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed dancing with Lori. And he looks at her and she's just like, and he's like, well, are you still going to go to the fight with us today? And she's like, no, I don't think so. And he's like, all right, if you need something, let me know. Like, he seems to maybe pick up, but not really. He still leaves with a smile on his face. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I got some yesterday. Hey.
Right. Whoa.
He's ready to, like, high five his friends. He's like, oh, this drama, this, like, love triangle thing.
I'm going to get with two friends.
My favorite.
And then Jacqueline's just on the phone with her husband. Yeah, I missed you so much.
Yeah.
Make sure your phone's charged. Because he's like, I was on set. My phone died, but I'm so horny for you.
And she's like, are you?
Do you miss me?
I thought she would look like me. I was curious to see, like, is she going to look guilty or anything? No. This is a normal Tuesday for her.
This
seems like what Jacqueline does.
Right. And so they're laying out by the pool. And I think it's just Lori and Kate with the way Lori's talking to Kate.
No, for real.
Because she's just like, I just need to say something to her. And Kate's like, you can't. Like, no, don't. I don't know. And then Jacqueline just pops up. What are you guys talking about?
She looked good.
She did.
I was like, damn, Jacqueline, you got a six pack.
She did.
And you're worried about these other girls, these younger girls? Girl. But anyway, she was like, who are we talking about? What are you guys talking about?
And she's like, I don't know. I just think it's funny. Like, are you in an open relationship?
She's like, what do you mean? That's crazy. What are you talking about? No?
I just don't understand why you kept pushing Valentine on me when you planned on sleeping with him the whole time.
That didn't happen. Nothing happened. He came over. We were just hanging out. And he left this morning. Nothing happened.
That's hilarious. That's so funny. Because Kate was the one who saw you guys this morning.
And Kate is like, bitch.
She was like,
why am I in it?
The gif that went viral, or the meme of the girl in court when she gets caught cheating, and she's like,
and Candy Burris, why am I in it? Nene said, why am I in it?
Because someone brought her up, and she's like, now why am I in it?
Oh. Kate caught a stray. Lori was like, what I'm gonna do is tell the truth about everybody.
And she's like, y'all haven't changed since the 10th grade. Like, you've always done this. And I'm like, what else happened? Damn.
Yeah, no, I think Jacqueline has a history of stealing Lori's men, or probably just pushing Lori towards a guy just to take him herself.
Yeah. But they go back to the place, and she's like, Lori's now happy. She's like, I just called her out. This is great. We should go to that fight. And they're like, fuck no.
You said you didn't want to go. What are you talking about? So yeah, you're right. Her mood is like lifted. She was like, what? I got her ass.
She's like, Jacqueline Valentine's going to be there. Fuck off.
And she's like, oh, why? Okay, I will fuck off. I'm going to my room.
And then Kate's like, you shouldn't have said that to her.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not like you. I need to be honest. I'm like, ooh, catch it. But
she's reading everybody.
Right. And Kate goes to comfort Jacqueline. And this is where Jacqueline's like, I have to deal with so much gossip in my life. I didn't know I would also have to deal with it with my friends.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Y'all all gossip
Boo-hoo,
about
bitch.
each other. Stop.
Yeah, like... Jacqueline acting like a victim is very annoying. Yes,
it is.
Yes, it's annoying that your friend is taunting you about sleeping with someone. But to kind of like act like it didn't happen and lie about it, because your friend kind of has a point. You did sleep with someone who you were encouraging her to sleep with. So why would you, to be mad about it because she brought it up, even though you did it? You could be a little mad, but you're like, gossip. This isn't gossip. It happened. We saw you in 4K.
This was a fact. But I don't know, because I think in the preview for next week, Jacqueline is like yelling at Lori, like, you're just mad about your life.
Yeah, like,
it's like, you all are.
You're sad about, yeah, right. You're sad about your life. Go figure it out or something.
Leave Lori alone.
No, I knew something was gonna crack with these three. But yeah, it's just, this whole thing is interesting. It's like, okay, we've seen them how they are behind closed doors, and now they're exposed. How do they respond? Jacqueline acts like nothing happened and plays it off. Kate doesn't want any parts. And Lori is like, no, we're going to expose this shit for what it is.
Right. Lori's about that action because she's an attorney, probably. She's like, we'll argue.
I have a case developed against you, actually. I went to that guy at that guy Gaitok? Yeah, I got the security footage. I saw y'all fucking in the room. I have a camera here. Let me know if you want me to send it to your man. I have his email.
Let me open this folder, that folder, this folder, and that folder. I'll show you everything. And then finally we have the Ratliffs, which they had a fun journey in this episode.
Yeah, it started really intense.
It did, because which it seemed off, but it shows Tim kind of like shoot himself in the head, and then Victoria and Piper find him. Great acting.
Piper
had me like, oh my god.
She was like, what happened? I was like, and I was like, no way. Oh, it's not real. Okay.
No, and I was like, they're not gonna, if this does happen, it's not gonna be the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
But he puts the gun away and takes more pills. And then Victoria's like, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna get Piper back to a normal life.
And he's like, I'm not concerned in the slightest.
Right. He's like,
she's like, good.
That's great. You're such a good, supportive, grounding force of a husband. I'm like, oh gosh.
What was that thing you were writing over there?
What was that letter? Something about you'll miss us?
Where you going? Take me with you.
Can I go? But it's the next day, and this is where the boys return home.
Yeah.
And then Victoria tells them that Piper has no thesis. She wants to be one with the monks. And she wants to stay here for a year. And they're going to be gurus. But we're going to meet the guru. We're going to meet the main monk. And we're going to go to the compound. Me and Tim. And Saxon's like annoyed. He's like, I don't want you to like throw your life away or whatever, or waste your life away. And she's like, this is going to be a good experience. Like, shut the fuck up. Also, like, why is that... But that's typical with Saxon. It's like,
yeah, she's like, what? You want me to live a life like yours?
You're literally like a Nepo baby at your father's company that's now going like, the feds are there. The feds are here.
It's actually dissolved already.
You have no assets.
Brandon, did you peep? Victoria said something about she wants to stay with the Buddhists in China.
He better be the best Buddhist in China.
I was like... First Taiwan. She's gonna get it eventually.
You're in Thailand. You're here now.
How did you forget? She's like, this place? This isn't my house.
Timothy, let's go. And then Piper asks Lockie to come, and he goes.
Yeah.
Because this is where, like you said earlier, he was like trying to talk to Saxon, and Saxon was like, I'm not talking to you. I remember everything. And he's like, I'll go.
He's like, yeah, just let me get changed. I'll come with you. And Piper seems so relieved that Lockie is coming.
She does. And so they get there, and she meets with the monk, and she's just like, look, I felt so lost, and like everything is pointless lately and disconnected from my family, but your books have helped me get through bad days. She's like crying. I'm like, oh, this is so sweet.
Like Piper's really found something to her that means something.
And she's like, my parents want to meet you, but like, I don't know, they're gonna have questions. Like, you don't have to. I get it. And he's like, bring them.
Yeah,
this will be great. I'll answer all their questions.
She's like talking a lot, and he's like, yeah, they can come in. Like no real reply to anything she says, but just like, yeah, they can come.
Of course. And so she goes out, but the mom is like over there talking to different people. She's not at the table.
She was like, Piper sees her and is like, come on. She's like, they don't speak English. And I was like, Victoria,
she's funny.
you're so funny.
But Tim does go. He's like, I'll talk to him. You know, whatever. And so he goes, and the guru asks if Tim wants to understand why Piper wants to stay here. And he says, you know, many young people come here because they lost connection with nature, family, and their spirit. And many people run from pain to find pleasure, but only find more pain. And you can't outrun pain. And this is funny with like actors that have talked about the show. They basically talk about how like this White Lotus resort, everyone's like coming to escape something, but it's all like they're being forced to face it all. So it's interesting that being reflected now. And Tim is like feeling this. You can see it.
Tim is like, I am in pain. I
How'd
have
you
been
know?
running from my pain.
What do you think happens when we die? And then this is where he says the whole thing about you're born like a single drop of water flying upward, separated from one giant consciousness. When you get older, you descend back down. And when you die, you become one with the ocean again. No more separated and suffering. It's a happy return to one consciousness. And Tim's like, bet.
I want that. He's like, see, this morning I was wondering whether or not I should unalive myself. But that sounds real good. I want some of that.
Right.
He basically like advertised.
But for real, he's like, he basically just like supported everything Tim was
Yeah.
and it's just like, I don't know if this is actually good, but
Yeah.
I guess we'll see. But they the parents leave and they
Well, no, because they gather together before they leave the monastery.
Who did?
All of them, Lockie, Piper, the mom and husband.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, hey, the mom's like, how did it go? And he's like, I like it. She's like, you do? You like it here? And he's like, yeah, like, I think this is good. I think this is good. And Piper's like relieved. And the mom is just like, fuck, what's our plan gonna be? And it's funny because like Lockie is like very far away from them. And then the three of them are just talking. And the mom is like, Piper, I will support you if you can spend one night here. And she's like, one night? I mean, I guess. I mean, like, well, I have to see if they'll let me. She's like, they're gonna let you. You have to spend one night here. And Piper actually looked apprehensive. And I was like, you're scared, but you're gonna live here for a year.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those she's actually faced with it.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, damn.
She's like, it was an idea at first, but okay. And Lockie's like, I'll stay with you. And she's like, you will? And he's like, yeah, that's fine. So they stay.
Yes.
And the parents leave.
Yes. They go back home. And this is when Gaitok found the gun. And so he like walks past them. But he's like well out of their place. So they don't even look at him.
They don't notice. They don't notice Gaitok at all. Tim is like, I have my escape plan. And I was like, there goes your escape plan walking past you.
Oh my gosh.
The irony.
And then the mom's just yelling. She's like, why would you encourage Piper? Do you want her to shave her head and bang a bongo in Times Square?
I was like, you are so ignorant. That's what Buddhism is to you.
She needs to fear poverty, Tim.
Like all of us do.
And he's like, I think it'll be a good experience. And it'll make her tough in case they lose everything, or like she'll be set up. She's like, if I lost everything, I don't know if I would want to live. I don't think at my age I'm meant to live like an uncomfortable life.
And he's like, you'd be fine. And she's like, no,
I won't.
No, I won't. I wouldn't survive it. I wouldn't be able to. And poor Tim's like reality is crashing on him. Like, okay, you had your escape plan, but you didn't think about how your family would do. Would they be okay? Would they just move on? Would they be content? Because in his head, they'll be just fine. And it's like, nah, Victoria wants to go with you, fool.
And then she starts sniffing scents.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, I love my scent. I think she said, this lavender or something smells great. I was like, Your husband is about to have a panic attack and you're smelling it.
No, she's like, I have this.
She has not a care in the world.
Yeah. And then this is where we get another one of Tim's like imaginations, and he imagines shooting the mom.
Yeah, like she's sleeping and he shoots her.
I'm like,
and then he shoots himself. He's like, well, so now the plan has to include her because she said she won't survive, so I got to take her out, take myself out, and then we'll be okay. Because we don't even see the kids run in or anything. It's just...
No. He's not registering that.
And when he does come to, Saxon's like, you good, bro?
Right. He's like, we got invited to a dinner party. We should go. And he's like, okay, bet.
Yeah,
and
like,
so,
I can go to a dinner party.
Let's go.
I'll wake up your mother.
So yeah, that was pretty much it for this episode. Everyone's going to be at the dinner party.
Yeah. Well, no, we also saw Piper and Lockie.
Oh, yes.
Meditating.
Forgot of the most important revelation of the episode.
Yeah, so they're doing a guided meditation now with a group of, it looks like tourists.
Yeah.
And the guy tells them, I think, to empty their minds. To like breathe in and empty their thoughts.
Acknowledge the thoughts as they emerge.
And then let them go.
And does he not acknowledge this thought?
And so this is when I was like, I thought it was revealed here. Because Lockie remembers what he did with Saxon. And so his like, everybody's eyes are closed, but Lockie's are wide open. He's like, ooh.
Yeah.
I
guess that's because I don't know. At first it was like, oh, he remembered. But then it's like, oh, he's remembering and he's distraught. Still fucked up.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So he's just freaking out. And he's just sitting there just like, oh my God.
Yeah. And he's like looking around. I thought he might leave. And he was just like, this is a lot.
Yeah. So they're going to be next episode. I guess they'll be there. Yeah. And then everyone else is going to be at the dinner party.
Yeah. And I think in the preview, Lockie says something about like not wanting to face his dark side or something.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's going to share a room with Piper. But yeah, that's kind of it. So at the end of the episode, the three of them, the people that play Piper, Lockie, and Saxon, like have a conversation. And the guy who plays Lockie was talking about how like Lockie is trying to like find acceptance. And he's like he's like not quite acknowledging that there's this thing about him that's different, but he still wants to be accepted. So he didn't get it from Saxon. That seems dead now. So he's trying to get some like validation from Piper. And I could see that. He's like, oh, can't join my brother in his adventures. Let me join my sister and we'll see how it goes. And I'm like, I wonder if it's also going to turn out not so bad. Because like your brother's on a path, your sister's on a path, you should also be on your own path. But you're trying to make yourself fit into their things. Yeah. You know? So it doesn't look like it might work out for him, even with Piper.
Yeah, because he doesn't know what he wants. Because it wasn't in like the first episode. He didn't seem like he kind of wanted to go somewhere for college, but they wanted him to go to a different place.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he doesn't seem to have too much direction.
Yeah, he just kind of goes where they tell him to. Yeah. So I wonder next week. I feel like it's going to be a crazy episode. Yeah, it is. It is. Lots happening here. This episode, there was just a lot of different things. I felt like the last episode was like talking about we were exploring sexuality, and I think this one is like the other side, like the morning after, essentially.
A long morning after walk.
And contemplating what you did yesterday, the good parts, the bad parts, all of it.
You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. The facts of life.
You're funny.
But with that being said,
I think that's it
for today's episode. Thank y'all so much for listening. With that being said, thank y'all so much. I forgot my whole spiel just now. I just blanked.
Let me see if I could do it.
Oh, okay, Maggie.
So you should follow us. Wait, first, you should like the podcast on Apple Podcasts. Give us 5 stars. Leave a comment. We love to read those during the pod. We also post our videos on on YouTube. So if you'd like to see our beautiful faces instead of just hearing our beautiful voices, you can go watch us on YouTube. Leave us comments there. Like the video. Share it. We're also on social media. So you can follow us on Instagram at The Shade of It All Pod. We post clips, and we also have it on TikTok at The Shade of It All Podcast. So join us there. We have people chatting, and we'll see you next time.
That was so good, Maggie. That was pretty good.
Did I miss anything?
I don't think you missed anything.
Okay, bet.
Oh, Spotify comments.
Oh, Spotify.
But, you know, we're
like,
there.
yeah,
Rate us
yeah.
5 stars.
Yes.
But, you know.
Leave us a review.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.